Okay, so let's see. Yeah, good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm John Barreto, your host for today's webinar. Some housekeeping before we start. Please keep your mics on mute until we get to the Q&A part of the session. So the session is divided in three main parts. First, the info session for about 20 minutes, then a Q&A session, and if we have time, we will conclude with a Kahoot game. So as such, please hold your questions until the Q&A so we can have a good flow during the information part. And most importantly, enjoy the webinar. So here is what we have for today. First of all, a little info about our company and our partners, LPMN. Then some insights on the PM profession during the last 4 years to set the context. And we will dive into the PMP certification and how PPSI can help you achieve that certification. And then we move into the Q&A and the Kahoot quest. Project Portfolio Solutions, or PPSI, is a Canadian company. We provide services in the Americas and virtual training on any location that can accommodate Eastern Standard Time. Later in the year, we will also include some courses in European time. We are a premier authorized training partner of the PMI, and aside from doing consulting with big organizations such as Walmart or Loblaws, we are focusing on delivering training for individuals, and in particular, the preparation for the PMI exams. Our instructors, Esperanza and myself, have combined for more than 40 years of experience in the project management field. Both hold multiple certifications, such as the PMP, Scrum Master, and Discipline Agile, which helps providing our students with a lot of insight on a variety of approaches, as well as industries such as financial services, insurance, retail, and government. We both are certified instructors by the PMI, so making it a great team to deliver our workshops. And a fun fact, as Andre Agassi and Steffi Graf, we work together, and guess what? We pickleball together as well. So now let's hear from our partners at the LPMN. So I will just pass to Liliana.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Very nice to meet you. My name is Liliana Nakamura. I am the Director of Partnerships and Strategic Alliances at LPMN, Latin Project Management Network. LPMN is a non-profit organization founded in 2004 and incorporated at federal level in 2009. So we are celebrating our 20th anniversary this year, very proud of that. And our mission is to assist professionals to succeed in the Canadian job market by fostering networking, mentoring, coaching, and general education, professional development like this event. And we really want to create stronger communities as a nonprofit organization. So we're really happy to partner with PPSI and to offer this opportunity for all professionals who want to join. So thank you, and going back to John.
Thanks a lot, Liliana. And likewise, as Liliana mentioned, we are really grateful for this partnership and being able to offer this type of development opportunities to our community. Now, I want to go a little bit through how the project management profession has evolved in the last 4 years. This is all based on the latest PMI Global Survey. They do this survey every year, so this is what they have compiled for the last 4 years. So basically, according to that, the project management industry is moving more towards hybrid approaches, where you have to deliver projects using Agile as well as waterfall methodologies, right? So this is this trending line here. As you can see also, the pure predictive or waterfall approaches have been declining, but still they account for almost half of the projects that are done currently in the world. And Agile, which in the PMI terminology is called also adaptive. It has maintained around the same share in the last 4 years, so it really hasn't grown that much and accounts for about a quarter of the projects that are done right now in the world. So as you can see, between waterfall and hybrid, still 3/4 of the projects that are done globally. So it's a big chunk of projects in those type of methodologies. Furthermore, if we go through the four main industries that they survey, as we can see, IT, financial services, and healthcare, they are still pretty much hybrid, mainly. Now all of them are towards the hybrid, and also still with a good chunk of predictive. One curious thing here is Agile has been adopted for financial services a lot more than for IT, which is what you might be expecting initially, right? But this is a curiosity. But as you can see here, this is a lot of hybrid approaches. Construction, as expected, is still way waterfall, and probably that will continue in that way. So if construction is your thing, then probably waterfall is still the way to go. On all of the others, it looks more towards the hybrid approaches to combine any type of methodology depending on the project, right? And lastly, regardless of the approach, so the approach taken by itself does not significantly impact the performance of the project. As you can see, this is the performance rate. Whether you are doing that one in a predictive way or agile way or hybrid, they are around the same thing, about 74-75% success rate. So what it means really is that more important than what is really more important is to choose the approach that better fits the organizational culture, business needs, characteristics of the project, and the external environment. Why is this important to know, this information that I provided in the last 3 slides? Because choosing the right certification can significantly impact your career in project management. As we just saw, while Agile accounts for about 1/4 of the projects, the remaining 3/4 are predictive and hybrid. So having more tools at your disposal opens more doors, right? PMP goes across methodologies, making it easier to adapt to different industries and types of projects. The PMI focused before for the PMP mainly on waterfall and that type of methodology. However, lately they adapted all of the training materials and the focus of the exams to include hybrid and agile approaches. So now this is really going across all of the possible approaches that you can use as a project manager. So definitely it provides also a broader foundation than, let's say, taking a Scrum Master course, because here you deal also with domains such as risk management, resource management, and quality management, just to name few. Now, the PMI has a professional certification framework, and from the ones that they offer here, we are going to be focusing today on the PMP. So it offers the best practices for any of the approaches that we just saw, as I mentioned. So whether you need to execute a project using predictive, adaptive, or something in between, you will be equipped with the tools and knowledge to succeed. The specialized certifications that you see here at the bottom, they focus on particular areas or domains that you might want to deep dive and use to enhance your career. So using again the example about if you are passionate about construction, so there is this one, the PMI Construction Professional, that helps you focusing on how to manage projects in that particular field. However, as they mentioned, the core are the PMP and also the CAPM, that is for people with less experience. Now, why should you get a PM certification from the PMI? The PMI is the most recognized professional association in the project management practice in the world and provides the gold standard in project management certifications, the PMP. as well as others like the CMPM, as we just saw. Why should you get certified as a project manager by the PMI? Again, first, our profession is on high demand, and there are 25 million additional jobs that are expected within the next 6 years. So you need to get on board and be ready for those roles. Second, as per studies that are conducted by the PMI in a yearly basis, a certified professional has a potential to get a significant higher salary compared with their peers without a certification. So, for instance, a PMP, the PMP average salary is about 16% higher globally with somebody who is sitting on their side doing the same role but without the certification. And depending on the countries, it will go higher than that 16%. So this is the average in about 40 countries that the PMI surveys. And third, the certification will make you stand out in the job market, boosting your chances of landing the job you are looking for. So let's dive deeper into the PMP certification to give you an insight on how you can achieve it and also how we can help you preparing for that. So according to the CIO magazine, the PMP is the top PM certification in North America currently and validates that you are highly skilled at managing people, processes, and business priorities of projects in any industry and using any approach like waterfall, agile, or hybrid. If you are a seasoned project manager with a bachelor's degree or equivalent with at least 3 years of experience leading projects within the last 8 years, then this is the certification for you. And if you don't have a bachelor's degree, but have a high school diploma or equivalent, you will need 5 years of experience leading projects within the same last 8 years. So again, that will qualify you for this particular certification. Something that you need to keep in mind is that for the PMI, 1 year of experience equals 1,500 hours of work in that particular project within that year. Okay, so that's just to keep in mind when you are preparing your application. The exam will test you on 3 PM domains. One is the power skills or people, ways of working or processes, and business acumen or business environment. The 180 questions must be completed in about 4 hours. In general, this certification is targeted to project management professionals, whether their formal title is project manager or not. You might be, let's say, project lead, you might be product manager, or you might be a manager without the project title somewhere. But what you are doing is managing projects. So that's what is important to note here. It's not the title, it's the role that you play within the project. And this is for people who had that experience leading projects and want to formalize that experience through the PMI. So basically, it will show employers that, yes, you have the skills, you have the experience, and the PMI has tested you, they have validated your experience. So they are telling me as an employer that you are qualified for this particular role. So let's hear from the PMI on how you can prepare for the PMP.
Welcome to the Project Management Institute's Spotlight Series. This presentation beams a spotlight on preparing for the PMP exam. You have decided to pursue PMP certification. Congratulations! But where do you start? What should you do? There's no surefire way to success, but you can get started with some helpful tips, tricks, and methods to get you closer to your goal. The first thing you should do is determine your timeline. When do you plan on taking the test? From there, you can work out your study plans and attend training sessions or classes you may need. Typical preparation time for the exam is about 2 to 3 months. This, of course, may vary depending on your schedule. Formal PMP training is great because it provides a comprehensive review of all materials that could be covered on the exam. Most training sessions will include exam practice questions and foster good discussion of PMI topics. Because the exam is not a memorization test, practicing applying skills based on real-world scenarios in a classroom setting is critical. This experience will give you a good foundation for the questions presented on the PMP exam. PMP certification is about applying learned concepts and skills on the job. It helps to have a good prep book to use as you prepare. The PMBOK guide is one reference source, but it is not designed as a structured program of study. You may also want to consider joining a good PMP prep forum, message board, or blog to read and post common questions and discussions. Another useful tip is to practice writing down all the formulas or mnemonic devices you might want to use to answer exam questions. Then on exam day, you can quickly recreate these notes. Think of this process as a brain dump when you start the exam. Once you have your reference notes on paper, then you can focus on the questions. This enables you to concentrate more on each question as you proceed through the test. Finally, always mark areas that are difficult to you as you study. Go back to the message boards and other resources and seek additional guidance on those areas. You want to make sure you have covered every area of the exam content outline, since the test will cover all areas. Once you feel you have done everything you can to prepare for the exam, just relax, register, and test. Good luck. And those are some of the best ways you can head into your exam ready for success. Thanks for using the PMI's Spotlight on preparing for the PMP exam. For more information about the Project Management Institute's certifications, membership, and services, visit our website at www.pmi.org.
Okay, so we just saw in the video how to prepare. I will give you some additional information here. So when you are preparing for your application, you need to compile and document your PM experience and education and fill out your application at the pmi.org, so at the PMI website. You need to ensure that you document the role you play on each project. So remember, this experience is leading projects, not just being a team member, right? The PMI will review your application and they might select you for an audit. So this is a random process. In that case, you will need to have all of the documentation to back up your claim in those particular roles and projects. In the meantime, while they are assessing your application, you can get the training with a PMI authorized training partner such as PPSI. So our next PMP course is starting on May 8th, and we'll see a little bit more on detail later in this webinar. In addition, you can take some simulated exams or participate on some of our gamification sessions to test your skills. And once you are ready and the PMI approves your application, you can book your exam. It could be in person or proctored online from your home. Again, that is your choice. You need to budget about $2,500 to $2,600, including the exam and the PMI membership. With PPSI, you can get the course at a significant lower price, thanks to our partnership with the LPMN. And also you will get access to the PMI study hall for free. And you can buy a bundle for the PMI membership and exam at a lower cost if you choose to do that, right? So making your overall budget to drop by more than 16% to around $1,800. And that's basically getting your membership and part of the exam for free compared with our competition. So it is like setting aside one latte and a cookie per day for a year. So it is worth the investment. So we are here to help. To get our certification as authorized training partners, we went through a rigorous process with the PMI to ensure that we will deliver with the quality they and our students are expecting. With an ATP like us, you get the training with materials prepared by the PMI directly, delivered by certified instructors that hold their PMP, and the courses are aligned with the official PMI exam content. Also, we discuss use cases during the training so you can be prepared for scenario-based questions for the exam. The exam is not a memory test, it's more how you apply the concepts in a real-life situation. And also, teaching is our passion. So we really enjoy delivering structure-led training better than just recording or generating lessons with AI. So we like to interact with the students and guide them through the process. And we have hybrid options where you can participate in on-site sessions like the one that we are going to be offering with the LPMM. Most important, we are there when you need us. We want you to be successful so we can be successful as well. Our next PMP preparation bootcamp, which is starting on May 8th, will be delivered in partnership with the Latin Project Management Network to beat any price that you will see out there. This is open to any PM practitioners, and the cost is only 1,099 Canadian dollars. It will be a hybrid version with the opening and closing sessions being delivered on site in Toronto at the EY building. And also those sessions will be streamed live. So if you can attend in person, you can still register and you will get the same number of sessions as everyone else. We just see that having these 2 sessions in person provides a little bit more of the old flavor when we just to go to seminars and things like that in person and have opportunities to do networking and also have that human interaction when you are working in teams, right? As a bonus, it includes free access for 3 months to the PMI study hall. So this is a tool that was designed by the PMI. It works in laptops and also in cell phones that you can use to take simulated exams. It includes like 5 full exams that you can take. It has mini exams. I believe it's about 20 mini exams with 5 or 15 questions. You can see flashcards there with key concepts and all of that. Play knowledge games, like setting a daily question that is coming your way at the beginning of the day, so you keep your brain working on PMP preparation. And many more things. This is the value. If you were going to buy this directly from the PMI, is over 100 Canadian dollars. So again, we are giving here good value for your money. Also, in our course, we'll go through all of the critical domains included in the exam, and we will have a capstone study case to apply the learnings in small groups. Part of what we will do in that initial session is dividing the teams, so you get to know your partners in the team in person. So when you are working through the different cases during the virtual part, at least you have had already that interaction to get a little bit more I guess, engagement with your partners in those particular teams. And the bootcamp is delivered also in a convenient schedule. It's going to be after work hours. So it's evenings, Wednesdays to Fridays from 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And because Friday, May 17 is right before the Victoria Day holiday, that Friday is off. And we will replace that one with Saturday, May 11, 2 hours, 10 to 12, to balance the full schedule. And as you can see there also, this will provide you the 35 contact hours or PDUs that the PMI requires for you to be able to take the exam. So again, I just want to reinforce here that this is an offering that you won't see in the market, really, really good price. And we are giving really, really good value for your money. So if you haven't taken the PMP for whatever reason, this might be your opportunity to really have that final push and get it done. Now, another offering that we have is our exclusive CAPM or PMP Kahoot Quest. This is a fun game where you can practice questions to prepare for the exam while you are competing for prizes. In the first session, we introduce the game. In the second session, we go through 24 questions that are allocated in the same ratio as per domains as the PMI exam. As you saw, people, process, and so on. So they will be about the same percentages that you will see in the exam. Based on the results of that second session, which is 2 hours length, sorry, we will tailor our last session to focus on the difficult questions and domains that require improvement for the group. So that final session is gearing towards making sure that the team practices the weakest areas or the areas of that require more improvement. So basically, 2 groups never get the same questions, right? This is depending on really who we are working with. So it's more a tailored experience, customized experience for that particular team. So this is an effective, inexpensive, and fun way to prepare for the exams rather than sitting and writing or through the computer, just answering questions. This is a more engaging environment. Our next offering for the CAPM quest will be for September 10th. But something that is good is that although we call it CAPM quest, is prepared based on the standards by the PMI, so it's still good for PMP preparation. While we offer the PMP quest around the same time, but the dates have not been posted yet, so we are trying to finalize the schedule for a specific PMP preparation. But if you want to take the CAPM, it will be still a really good opportunity to hone your skills. And this is really not expensive. It's $60 for the full 3 sessions. So it's, again, a good value for your money. Today, after the Q&A, we might have the chance to experience the Kahoot quest, depending on how we are doing for timing. And also, if you want to participate in the Kahoot quest. So it's going to be up to you based on the timing. Now, some frequent asked questions that came in some other sessions. So first of all, the PMI does not disclose a passing rate for the exam. So what you will get is a pass or fail, but I cannot tell you is 60% or 70% correct or 80%. Nobody knows. The PMI knows, but they don't disclose that type of information. If you were to fail your first attempt, you have up to 1 year from the date that your application was approved to retake 2 more times, but you need to pay a fee. Now, with our training, you should be safe. You should be good enough to pass it in the first try. And if you don't take the exam within that year of the approval, then your application expires and you will need to reapply. Okay, so that's a key thing that you need to do when you are planning for your exam, right? So once you get the approval from the PMI, you have only 1 year to get it done. After that, you have to reapply again and start the process and so on. So these were my questions. Now I want to hear from you, and feel free to unmute yourself, okay, and ask the question, or if you feel more comfortable, you can send it to the chat and I can answer from there. So let's bring your questions.
Hello.
Hi, Giovanni.
How are you doing? Quick question. On the summary of projects or the things that you need to present to PMI, do you need to present or list every project you have worked on, or is it enough just to list your experience? I've been project manager from 2015 to 2023, for example. That's my question.
You don't need to list all of the projects, right? But what you will need to do is make sure that you name the projects that add up to the 4,500 hours that they are requesting. You know what I mean? It's not just enough to say that your title was project manager or something like that. You need to put, I work on this and this and this project, and as long as you complete the 4,500 hours, that's okay. You don't need to list everything that you have done, right? So it's more making sure that that experience is within the last 8 years, and it adds up to the 4,500 hours.
Okay, no, I'm confused.
Okay, so you will need to be listing projects, right?
Okay, so then the answer is yes, you need to list projects.
Yeah, but not all of the projects. What I mean is, once you know that what you have listed is good enough for them to approve your application, that you are showing more than 3 years of experience in the last 8 years, then that's okay. You don't have to list all of the projects that you have done before. You know what I mean? But
okay.
Yes, you will need to list projects and you will need to put some information about those projects.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Giovanni. Any other questions? Anyone else?
When is the next, so the next training, I believe, starts in May?
May 8th is our next boot camp, correct? So the one that we are going to be doing in partnership with the LPMN. So again, the good thing about this one is that the price is going to be really, really good. Like if you check online for instructor-led training virtual, you don't find anything less than $1,400, $1,500. So this is about 30 to 40% lower for sure than whatever you see. And again, with the additional thing that you will get access to the PMI study hall, but also that interaction in person in the two sessions that we will have in downtown Toronto is a little bit of a more complete experience, I would say.
Excellent.
Okay, and we have limited spots for that particular course because it's going to be in person. We are limited to 15 people for that one. So I will encourage anyone who is interested in signing up to register quickly. We have only like 3-4 weeks to go. So make sure you get into it. Okay. Any more questions?
John, I have a question. Regarding to apply for the certification for to be enrolled for this year, how it works? We need to do right now, or we need to do after the course, or how it works?
You can do it at any point, right? My suggestion is doing it right now. So because it might take 2 to 3 weeks for them to get the approval, right? So the sooner that you do it, the better, because you put it there, they will take the time to do the assessment, and you don't need to pay to do the application, right? So that's one good thing. You don't need to do any payment at that time. You put the application through, and they will take the time to assess. In the meantime, you can register to the training and start taking the training, yeah? And once you finish the training, most likely at the same time, they have been already approved your application, so you are ready to book your exam, and at that time is when you will have to pay the fees for the exam and all of that. Yeah, so that's you can go ahead and apply as soon as you can. Now, keep in mind that once they approve, let's say that you approve today, right? Sorry, you apply today, and for whatever reason they approve you next week. Yeah.
Okay.
From that next week, you have 1 year to get to present the exam. So basically, you have to think also on your planning in terms of, okay, if I apply now and they approve, I need to take the training very soon so I can prepare and get the exam done and all of that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay, any other questions? Anyone else? Okay.
Another question. After they approve your application, you need to pay, or you pay when you do the exam?
You pay when you book the exam.
Okay. And the exam will be in a specific place, or how it works?
It has two different options. Some people are more comfortable going to some place, focus there, and take the exam in an exam center. So you can book it that way. You can book it. There are many centers like in the GTA or in different places. So you can book it through a center, and you go to the center and you get the exam there. The second option is you take a proctored online exam. Proctor meaning that you will need to connect with somebody who is going to be checking you during the exam, right? So when you do that proctor online, so you can book it anytime. They have different time slots where you can book your exam. You take it from home. But in the room where you are going to be presenting the exam, you cannot have like any notes or anything on the wall and things like that. So when they start the exam, the proctor will ask you to show with your camera all around that nobody's on your side helping you with the exam and things like that. So it's that's what it means, proctor. So really somebody on your looking at you, while you are taking the exam. Okay, but the good thing about that one is that you can do it at your time. On your time at your home, but you take the risks about the internet connections and all of that, right? When you go to the place, if something happens with the connections, you will be able to restart. They will make sure that you don't lose any time. If you are at home and something happens with your connection, as soon as you start the test, it will start the timer, right? So you just need to make sure that you are in a place with good connectivity.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Good question.
To take the train.
Yeah, go ahead.
No. To take the training with you guys, do we need to first subscribe to the PMI?
No, you don't have to. You can register with us, and sorry, let me. You don't have to be a PMI member, okay? But you have to open an account on the PMI website, because all of the materials will be given to you through that account, right? Because the materials come directly from the PMI, not from us. Like, we register you and it will go through that, but it's a free account. Like, you just need to open the account in the PMI, and you don't have to be a member in order to register with us. And that happens only, like, you can register to the training without having opening that account, but as soon as we send you the materials, at that time you have to create that account in the PMI website to be able to access your digital materials.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Okay, any other questions? Okay, give me just a second. I'm gonna put one question to everyone on the chat. Sorry, I'm just writing here. Okay, if everyone can put a quick answer there. So just for my records, what do you think about the hybrid option that we are offering? Whether it is more convenient for you, more exciting, more difficult to do it, if it's indifferent for you, being hybrid or virtual or in person.
Sorry, I missed that part. I got to the website link, but do I need to look for something?
Sorry, no, I just put in the chat.
Oh.
If you go to Zoom, in the chat, you can just answer the questions. The question, what do you think about the hybrid option?
Okay, it's because I'm on my iPad and think.
Okay, no problem.
And the question is, what do you think about the hybrid option of taking the class?
Correct, the PMP, yeah. Okay, I see the questions coming. Sorry, the answers coming there. I appreciate your input on that. Now, Any other questions, anyone, regarding the PMP itself, the exam, the registration with us?
Yes, in case I register and say I'm not able to attend, can I pass that to another session?
Yes, or we can refund you if you withdraw before we send you the training materials. Worst case, let's say that you need to withdraw for some reason, and you already have the training materials, we can refund the difference or move it to the next session. So yeah, so we are flexible on that.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, so it's 7:13. Oh, sorry, and you see there in the slide our website and the LinkedIn. If you are not following us already, if you wanna follow us on LinkedIn, we would appreciate. So sorry, it's 8:14. So I think the Kahoot quest is about 10 minutes. So let me know if you wanna play. It's 3 questions. It's just a fun game. It's 3 questions, and it's similar to what you will see if you sign for one of our Kahoot quest sessions, and also with the PMP bootcamp, the last hour we do a Kahoot game as well, just to test your knowledge. Okay, so if you can probably raise your hand and let me know if you want to participate, so I can count and see if we do the Kahoot. And when I say raise your hand through Kahoot or in the chat, you can just put yes, yes, yes. So Patty, raise your hand. Okay. So I have 1 person. Okay, Giovanni as well wants to play. So we have 2 people. I will need at least 3 people so you can compete. So we have 2 so far. Anyone else want to join the Kahoot session? Okay, so I guess I will get it going, and you will, if you want to join, you will join, and we can do it quickly. So give me just a minute here to open the Kahoot. What you need to do is get ready on your cell phones to log into the Kahoot game. Okay, you don't need to download any application. You can do it through the website directly when you will see the QR code that will appear for that one. If you are participating in this webinar from your cell phone, we will post the link in the chat, so you can click on that link. Otherwise, you can scan the QR code and join the game. Okay, so give me a minute for that. I'm gonna stop sharing for a minute here. And whoever is not staging for the Kahoot game, thank you very much for participating today in the webinar. Okay, and hopefully we see you in one of our training sessions. Okay. I think you should have gotten an invite in the chat. So if you don't have the QR code, so I will put it here. Okay, we have 2 people Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people so far. I will give 30 seconds and we'll get started. Okay. So let's get. Okay, so this is just a sample of our Kahoot quest. There are multiple choice questions. In the exam itself, you will see animation videos or comic strips that they are telling you the story. Here we will see more this as a written scenarios, right? There is another type of question that you will have in the PMP exam is the matching question where you drag and drop things to basically match concepts or organize concepts. We'll have a sample of this one today in a drag and drop. And they have also now some point and click questions. When they ask the question and the answer is clicking on a graph on where you think is the correct answer, right? So that is another type of question that you will see in the PMP. For today, we have 3 difficult questions that could be agile, predictive, or business analysis. All of them are written scenarios. Multiple choice could be 1 or 2 correct answers. And we have also some puzzle types to rank options. When you see that one, the puzzle type, you in your cell phone, you drag and drop the figure to organize. Okay, so it's not going to be easy, but let's get started. And I will go through the first scenario. In a project to enhance a financial management system for a large corporation, you are working closely with a business analyst. Considering the BA's role in this context, which of the following responsibilities is the BA primarily tasked with? And don't worry, you will see the question as I move to the Kahoot. Okay, so you have 60 seconds to answer, and you have there the 4 questions. Only one is correct. Okay, we have 1 answer so far. And if you know how Kahoot works, the faster you answer, and obviously if you answer the correct one, you will get more points. So the faster, more chances to get into the podium. Okay, we got 1 correct and 4 incorrect. Yeah, so the correct one is facilitating the workshops to elicit the requirements and modeling business processes. The first one, developing a detailed project plan, that is more a project manager role. Second one, conducted a cost-benefit analysis to determine project feasibility. Yes, that's a responsibility of the BA, but in this particular scenario, the project was already ongoing. So usually this cost-benefit analysis happens prior to the project. So when you are already in the project mode, you won't be doing this particular one, right? And then designing user interfaces and improving user experience as per user request, that is more on the UI, UX designer side, on the development side. So that's why it wasn't a good choice for business analysis. So again, these are the type of questions that you will see in a PMP exam. So let's see the scoreboard. Okay, Gio is killing it. 902 points so far. So let's get going and catch up with him. So this is just the explanation. That's what we will do during the actual Kahoot quest. I just gave that explanation quickly. This is the scenario for the next question. Project manager joins a project with the following features. It's a globally distributed team. They have a fixed budget and they have very tight deadlines. How can the project manager avoid scope creep and keep the team focused on delivering a product that meets requirements during planning? "60 seconds again to answer this one. Okay, looks like somebody got an answer already. 3 answers, okay, 4. Okay, it's moving faster. So let's see if Geo might be in danger. Okay, 8 seconds. So somebody at this point might need to guess. Okay, so this time the correct answer was put any changes to scope through the formal change request process, right? This was a pure waterfall question. And asking all of the development team leads to prepare detailed requirements. They can prepare the requirements, but it doesn't avoid scope creep, right? Hold daily stand-ups with all of the development teams. First of all, the stand-ups, yeah, they could be done when you are working on waterfall, but really they are more on the agile side of the things. And as you saw, the team is globally dispersed and all of that, so might be a little bit more challenging. And the last one, preventing stakeholders from direct interaction with the team leads. That's not realistic in the sense that stakeholders work in the same organization, they can really approach anyone at any time. But what you can tell your team leads is, okay, if a stakeholder comes with a new requirement, ask them to put the change request through the regular channels, and we'll assess what the impact is, right? So that's the answer for that one. So let's see how this is shaping. Okay, Carolina now is catching up to Geo. Let's go to the last one. Yeah, and this was related to change management. And last question. In an agile project environment, you are the Scrum Master of a software development team. Arrange the following steps in the correct order to effectively manage tasks using an adaptive or agile approach. Conduct daily stand-up meetings to assess task progress, review and adapt the sprint backlog based on feedback, have team members pick up tasks based on their ability and skill set, and break down features into smaller manageable tasks in the sprint planning session. As I mentioned, this will be organizing this in the correct order, so remember to use the drag and drop in your cell phones. So here we go. And this is, because it's more difficult, it's double the points. So it's still an opportunity to catch up with Geo. And you have 1.5 minutes to answer this one. So let's get going. Okay, we have 2 answers so far, 40 seconds to go. Still time, 3 answers. I think we have 2 to go. 4 answers. And let's see if somebody is overtaking Geo, and who else is going to be jumping into the podium. Okay, we got one correct. So again, here, usually what you will do is break down the features into smaller manageable tasks during the sprint planning session. Yeah, then you will have your team members to pick up those tasks based on their ability and skill set. Then you will conduct daily stand-up meetings to assess the task progress. More than assess, the team members will be speaking about what they did the last day, what they are doing today, if they are blocked on something, and so on. And depending on that, if they are blocked on something, you will review and adapt the sprint backlog based on that feedback. So if somebody is blocking something and is not going to be moving in the next couple of days, then probably you can pick up something else from the backlog. So as you can see, this is a pure agile answer or agile question, right? So let's see how the podium is shaping up. So, okay, Carolina came in third place. Oh, Gio was overtaken in the last two questions. And who is coming in first place? Lilia. Okay, congratulations. So I hope you have enjoyed the game and the webinar. I'm gonna put this, if you can please give quick feedback there in your cell phone, you can put a rating.
Oh, shoot.
Just to, but if you already left, it's okay. This is totally optional if you wanna leave some feedback there, okay? So, okay, so we have 1 minute left, perfect timing. So any last minute question? And before that, I really appreciate you participating in the webinar, and I hope I was able to provide the information that you were looking for. So anything else before we close the session?
No, thank you so much.
Okay, thanks everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you so much.
Joe. Thank you.
Have a good
Bye.
night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.